I woke up with um, just something going on, very achy, and I have a fever. So if I look a little weird, that's why. I'm okay though. I'm here. I'm happy to be here. Hi, Mila. Hi, Mallory. Hello.
I love reading their comments. It's so fun.
I know, me too. I know. I love reading their comments. I like finding out what you're all doing because I feel like it makes it less of a one-way street here. Like when,
Yeah.
you know, hear what you're doing and
Yeah.
all the things.
Oh, looks like, is it Lishi? Is it Lishay? Is that how you say it? That's such a beautiful name.
Such a
Just
pretty
got her.
name, and I've never known how to say her name right.
You'll have to put in like a pronunciation piece in there to say, so we say your beautiful name correct. So it looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Hi, Diane.
Some of you laying in bed.
Yeah.
I wish I was laying in bed. I'm going to do some gardening later today. It finally cooled off here in Utah. Finally.
I heard it's like
Oh my
raining in Salt
gosh.
Lake today, right?
It is. Yeah, we got rain. Like we've been in this drought for, it's the worst drought in 75 years. In
Wow.
some part of the state, it's 100 plus years. So we've been getting all this rain, which is wonderful. And it's finally cooled off. So I am going out and planting tons of roses today. So I can't wait.
So fun. Hi, Sherry. Sherry, she says, what is the estate membership?
Good
So we have
question.
a new membership that we've been talking about for, oh gosh, like almost 2 months now. A renewal of last year's, an improvement of last year's, and it launched today. So Heidi can give us another overview of it, or she can just go right into what she was going to talk about. But
Yeah, let's do a quick overview for if anyone's missed some of our lives. So we have 3 tiers. We have the gardener, the collector, and the conservator. Each one is priced differently and has different free stuff, has different perks, and they all build on each other. So the higher up the tier you go, you get everything from the previous tier plus something extra. So you'll see on our website, we have a wonderful landing page where you can learn all about it. We have a chart that compares the different tiers. And so there's something for everyone in there. But every single tier gets something for free, gets discount codes. It's really fun. And we have so many cool, exciting things. And one of the things I want to show you guys today is this private collector page. So no matter if you're a gardener, a collector, or a conservator, you have a private page that is locked to you.
yeah.
And so I'm going to show you, because I get to be in all of them, because I do all the testing. So I'm going to show you what each one of your pages looks like. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share my screen here really quick.
Thank you, Anika.
Okay, let's see. Great. Okay, you can see that. Awesome. So you can see we put a new little thing on our menu bar at the top for membership. So you can see if you click on Discover Membership, this will take you to our landing page that tells you all about the memberships and has all the links. Become a Gardener member. This takes you directly to the product page where you can buy the Gardener member, collector, and conservator. Over here we have is where you have access to your private collections. Now it's super important. You have to be logged into the website with the email that you use when you purchase the membership for any of this to work. Okay, so let's go into the Gardener private collection.
Oh, that's so pretty.
This is what the Gardener Estate Membership Early Access Collection looks like. So this says, welcome to your secret rose garden. Step inside. You've arrived at your private 48-hour preview of blooms the world has yet to see. And this is where whenever we drop new roses into the store, the gardeners get 48-hour access to non-exclusive products. And so does the collector and the conservators. You guys all get these things at the same time. So you'll see all 3 I'm going to show you today right now have all the same products in them. So let's scroll down because we have some fun surprises in here for you guys. So we just dropped these in the store about 10 minutes ago. So this is your first little private collection page of what you get to have first access to. And number one, we have a fun little surprise in there. We have an off-patent David Austin rose called the Lady's Blush. We were able to get 17 of these in an estate size. So we were really excited to offer that. So you guys get first access, members get first access. So you have 48 hours, and then it leaves your collection page and just goes to the regular website if there's any left. So sometimes your collection pages might be empty because the products only sit in there for 48 hours. We will definitely have drops every single week and sometimes multiple times a week. So we'll always be emailing you and posting on social media when we have drops, but check back every once in a while because we might throw in some surprises here and there.
We've been building out the product drop calendar for the rest of the year and into next year. And she literally has, I think in September, next month, I think 15 days have new releases, 15 out of 30 days. And that's and that doesn't even include some other things that we're doing and some surprises that are coming. We've already got 15 special drops for the members. So that's pretty incredible. Really cool stuff. So that's 2 a week right there. So that's very, very cool.
Yeah, we're excited. I like to think of this membership as the kickoff to just such a fun year ahead. You know, it takes a long time to procure products and build everything on the back end. And so this is really the kickoff. And so the reward to you guys as a member when you purchase is that you'll have first access to these things. So you can see we're doing a lot of celebration this weekend for U.S. Rose Breeders. David Austin is kind of the one-off in here in their collection. Everybody else is a U.S. Rose Breeder. And we're going to talk to you more about that tomorrow. We're actually doing a whole live around all of these U.S. bred roses. But I wanted to just point out a couple different ones that I think are really interesting that you would probably want to snag because there's not a lot of them. First of all is this Lookalikes Floxy Baby. So this is a Will Radler rose. So this is such a unique rose. We have another Lookalikes coming down the pipeline from Mayon. The Lookalikes were like a really short-lived initiative at Star Roses and Plants. And it was really the name that kind of made it so it didn't go anywhere because the name was, people didn't really like the name. But they're still in production in very small numbers. Only a few people like kind of propagate them and keep them going. And so it's one of those really hard to find roses, but it's such a great rose. So it's a shrub rose. They bloom in huge clusters of singles. If you're familiar with garden phlox, like the tall garden phlox, it blooms like that. It's such a uniquely blooming rose. It's so great for cut flowers or cottage garden look. Super winter hardy, own root, pollinator magnet. So just some really weird, different stuff that you will have a really hard time finding anywhere else. So you can kind of go through your private collection pages here. So right now we have 19 new drops in here of different breeders, U.S. Rose Breeders, and we also have that fun David Austin surprise. So like I'll go over here and I'll show you the collector private collection. So the collectors also get that 48-hour early access to new non-exclusive. So we don't have any exclusive roses in the store right now. We will very soon in the next month or so. We'll slowly drop those in. Yeah, the collectors and the conservators will see everything that the gardener's seeing, plus they'll also have that 48-hour early access to exclusive non-plant products, like when we have gloves and snips and fun things that we're going to introduce this year. And then also this is where your reserved exclusive roses will reside, and they'll always stay in here until they are sold out. So this is the collectors, and then let me show you the conservators. Each one, each one is associated with a different watercolor drawing. So the conservators are this beautiful estate house, which by the way is Gracie's house in watercolor form.
Don't embarrass me.
It is though. It's beautiful. It was painted off of her house.
I'm very shy about. I love like our property, but our house is a little fancy, but I love.
I know,
Heidi,
but it's the look.
Heidi, very, very quickly, I have a question for you.
Sure.
So a bunch of people are asking in the comments how fast that member tag gets added to their account because they're not able to access the private collections yet. And I checked a couple of people, like I checked Annie's, and she purchased the conservator and she didn't have that tag yet. How long does that take for the tag to go on?
It sometimes can take a few minutes, but it's pretty quick. So we will
just give it a few minutes.
Yeah, just give it a few minutes.
I think there's so many of you on the website buying it once that it's just a little bit behind, but I'm checking and I'll make sure that we'll make sure all of you have your tags today, not to worry.
Yeah, it does take a little bit. And also you need to refresh your page too.
Right.
Because sometimes if you're like on there and you're looking, you have to refresh it. So I would try like just closing out or refreshing your page and coming back in, give it a few minutes, and then you should have access to it. And if there's any issues, we'll make sure those things are resolved. But
Heidi tested it extensively. Like ad nauseam. She tested it for hours and hours and hours and hours. She was
I'm so worried there might be something that I missed. So that's why we're here. Like we're here to support you, and I'm gonna keep my eyeballs on everything and make sure everything goes smoothly in case something that I didn't test doesn't work, then we're gonna fix it right away. So okay, so we'll keep going. Hopefully the refreshing worked for you, or and also make sure you're logged in too. It has to be with the same email that you used when you purchased it. So that's the key. That's the thing that makes everything function. So
I just checked a couple of the ladies that ordered like right at 11 and they're starting to get their tags.
Perfect.
So it just is going to take a little bit of time. There's a lot of you on our website. So
yeah. So how it works in the back end is like, it's like this technology flow. And so if there's a lot of flows happening, it just might need a little time to catch up. So I've never tested it with this many people coming in, so it just might take a little extra longer. But don't worry, we'll keep a really close eye on you. We'll make sure that everyone gets your tag on there correctly. So
everybody will have their tag today. So don't worry. We'll get them on there one way or the other today.
For sure.
Not to worry. Sorry, a little sick here.
Oh, yeah, I hope you get feeling better. Let's see, what else did I want to share with you guys? So those are your private collection pages. I do want to show you, I'm going to pop over and actually show you.
Heidi, one more question, Heidi. Does the order need to be fulfilled in order for the tag to show up?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so.
No. Okay. After you purchase the membership, it takes a few minutes, but you'll immediately get this welcome email. And so this is the email you'll get if you become a gardener. And it says your year of roses starts now. And it'll have some beautiful pictures. It'll have links into like the early access page. And then this is where you're going to get all of your custom coupon codes. Okay. So this email is it's your key to your gate of all of your perks. So there's specific codes related to each individual perk. And those codes will only work if you're logged into your website. So once you have this email, you know that you have been tagged. Your customer profile has been tagged. And so that's how everything functions. Let's see, let's go back over here. So we'll also be emailing you consistently throughout the season just to remind you of your coupon codes. And if you ever forget what your coupon code is, I would suggest you save that email so that you always have access to those. Once again, you have to be logged in for those coupon codes to work. You can't share them with other people. They don't work under anyone else's account but the membership account. But we'll email you I think we have them set up like maybe twice a month or so, just to remind you of the different coupon codes that you have. And but if you're in the middle of it, you can't find it, something happened to your email, just reach out to our customer support team. They have all the coupon codes that they can remind you of. So they're there, ready, willing to help you guys out with anything that you need. So that's how the perks work. So if you want to start using your perks today, if you want to get this David Austin off-patent The Ladies Blush Rose for 25% off, you'll get your email with your coupon code. And it's unique for every individual tier. So you'll have a coupon code just for you in your tier. So as soon as you get that coupon code in your email, it works starting today. So if you want to be able to get 25% off all of these things in your special collection, remember the 25% of coupon code works on potted roses, and it works on any of them, not just your early access. So if you've been eyeballing something else on the website, waiting for this coupon code, they'll work immediately. So as soon as you get your welcome email. Mel says, I feel like we need to pop a bottle of champagne. Well, I don't drink alcohol, so I popped some Diet Coke. Gracie knows I love me some Diet Coke, but
she loves Diet Coke so much that she brought it to Bogota, Colombia with us.
I did.
Worried because they don't have Diet Coke there. They have Coke Zero and then like full on sugar, like the old fashioned Coke that's like pure sugar. It's probably healthier than like our Coke, you know?
Oh, I'm sure it is.
But I accidentally, we had such a busy schedule in Bogota. We were just like going. And I accidentally, like, I have not had like full on Coke in 20 years. Like maybe
Wow.
I accidentally popped a real Coke and downed it. And then I realized, I looked at Heidi and I said, oh my gosh, I just drank a real Coke. And I was like off the walls. Like 10 minutes later, I was like doinging around. But then of course I had like the Coke headache, 2 hours later.
Oh,
I had to let it out. It was like, oh man. Because the cans are like exactly the same there. The Coke Zero and the regular Coke, like there's no difference except the little zero. Heidi, I'm still looking, and some of these girls have gotten their some of these ladies are getting their email, but I'm opening their account and I don't see the tag. So do you want me to talk for a bit while you, I don't know, look into that?
Why don't you talk for, let me stop sharing. Why don't you talk for a little bit, and I'm just gonna go on the back end, check everything out, and see how all the flows are doing.
Yeah. Let's see. So last year when we had our membership, I know you all needed to, you had to sort of rely on Oriana sometimes for, getting your purchases in and whatnot. And so this year it's all automated. Heidi took we were going to launch this back in July, and she took so much extra time to make sure that everything was automated. So you're not having to contact customer service to get your bare roots or all of the things that come with it. So everything is going to be really, really automated for you. So, Heidi's she's going to make sure everybody's gets their tags. So, let's see. Hi, Trisha. Are you sure it's not an unfulfilled issue, Heidi, that doesn't need to be fulfilled?
I'm looking at everything right now.
Okay.
It shouldn't need to be fulfilled.
No. So there's a very limited David Austin in there that we were able to get for you. It's an off-patent retired David Austin. So we have a handful of those in there that I expect will go today. It's a really, really beautiful one called the Ladies Blush. So pretty. It's more of not a single, it's a double, but it opens really wide like a single, and it has a beautiful center. It's gorgeous. So that one is in there. And then, like I was saying, Heidi has, we've been working on the product drop calendar for the rest of the year and into next year already. And we have for September already 15 different launches, and there's multiple products in all of those launches. So it's a lot. And we have some other surprises to come along too. So, oh, also the Shop app. One of you, I forget who it was, maybe it was Ashley, that may have told us that the Shop app wasn't working. So we are getting that fixed. I don't know, for some reason, the Shop app just stopped working. And Ryan is working with Shopify to get that working. So we'll have that back up and running soon. I know some of you, I've never actually used the Shop app, like, and I buy a lot from Shopify stores, but I know a lot of you rely on the Shop app for like tracking and checking orders and all of that. So that should be working again today. So guess it was you. I thought it was you. Yeah. I have a decent memory sometimes. Yeah, it'll be working again today, Ashley. I promise. I promise. Here's my cat wanting attention. Yeah, I've never used the Shop app. I don't know why, but I don't even have it on my phone. Very strange. So we would love to have our own app someday. I've talked to app developers before. Obviously, that's a huge project to have gardening and rose app, but that's been like a dream of mine to have our own app where you would be able to track all of your growing throughout the season for all of your roses and all the things. So this is Teddy, big Teddy. Have any of you seen on TikTok or Instagram where they'll like show a flame point or a Siamese when it's a kitten and it's like all white except the tips are light brown and it says like, how toasted do you think he's going to get? And then they show like current day and it's like so dark, like Teddy. He was white when we got him. Like he was literally almost white. He was like light tan. And he still has his snowshoes. He's 11 years old. But he was like so light and like a little snowball when we got him and he toasted. Like he definitely got the burnt toast. He's my good boy. He's had a bunch of teeth pulled last week because they were not so good, but he's a sweet boy. He's one of my only cats that's a sweet boy right now. A lot of my kitties are being naughty, but he's a good boy. A quick story about this one. I used to do a lot of TNR and I was all over Facebook for like the local, like Los Angeles area TNRs. And in LA, unfortunately, like San Bernardino, Riverside, Downey, there's so many kill shelters, like full on kill shelters. And, you know, if you know anything about kitties and puppies, when a box of kittens or a box of puppies comes in without their mother. So if somebody like picks up kittens off the road, like when the mother's out hunting and they bring them into a shelter that's a kill shelter, they kill the cats that day. Like the kittens that day because they can't feed them. They don't have the resources to like bottle feed or syringe feed. And if they don't come in with a mother, they can't nurse. So I was involved in like all these TNR groups and it finally, like, it was too much for me because it was like pulled on my heart. But I said, Ryan, there's 4 babies. This was 2014 because he's 11 years old. So I said, Ryan, there's 4 babies. They're going to be killed at 5 p.m. You have to go right now. And Ryan was like in Santa Barbara and they were in San Bernardino, which is, if you know, Santa Barbara to San Bernardino at rush hour, like impossible. Ryan got there like in the nick of time before the shelter closed. And he brought back this box of like 2-week-old babies, 2 blacks, the Siamese, and then a tabby. And we adopted the tabby out to one of our ex-employees because he loved her. And I have the 2 blacks and I have Teddy still, and they're all siblings, but they were all syringe fed and bottle fed because they were tiny. Like they were literally like eyes were barely open. I mean, they could hardly walk. They were little tiny things, but they were gonna, 5 p.m. when those shelters close, if they have babies, if they have puppies or kittens that come in without their mamas, they don't make it the night. So we were so happy. These are my only 3 that like we rescued like from a imminent euthanasia issue. The rest are all rescues as well, like from the streets and from, downtown LA and all the places. But these guys, Ryan literally got there like in the nick of time, like minutes before the shelter closed. So it makes me like tear up thinking about it because it's so hard to think about like what happens to these animals, So anyway, I had to finally stop being on all the Facebook groups for TNR and for like shelter rescue, like getting babies out of shelters, because it was just so like taxing on my heart. And we became a full house. We had like more cats than we needed at that point. So, but it's so hard. That's why everybody has to spay and neuter their animals. Spay and neuter your animals. You never know if they're going to get out. You know, I had this conversation with somebody recently that bought a golden retriever and doesn't want to neuter him. And she's like, oh, he'll never get out. He'll never cause, you know, another dog to get pregnant. I'm like, you never know. Like, you just never know. So I have a half Persian bottle baby and he acts like a dog. Aw, I want a hairless cat. They are really interesting looking. Yes, Bob Barker, spay and neuter. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I feel like we're all like such big animal lovers here in this group. Like everybody has cats and dogs and horses. It just goes with the territory. To be a flower lover is like to be an animal lover. I feel like it just goes hand in hand. In fact, I don't think there's like anybody in our group that say like, oh, I hate animals. You know, like if you love flowers, you love creation, you must love animals. Heidi has an adorable dog, by the way. She's really cute.
Yeah, she's a golden doodle. Her name's Lizzie. And she loves to eat garbage and it drives me insane, but I do love her. This morning, when I was dropping my son off at school, she decided to get up on the counter and eat this entire peach cobbler that my mom made me.
Oh no!
So, like, you are going to have a belly ache. Like, it was way back on the counter, covered. Like, she's never done that before. So,
Uh-oh, bad girl. She might need to spend the day outside so she doesn't mess up the rugs.
Yeah, that's so I was like, it's a beautiful day out. You're going to be outside today.
Our dogs have, unfortunately, they're so big. We can't leave any food except for fruit because they don't want fruit for some reason. They would love a cobbler, but they won't eat just like pears and apples. We can't leave any food out. None.
Okay, I found out what happened. So I'm gonna be back in just like 5 minutes. I just need like 5 minutes at my desk to sit, and fix this, and everything's good. So you guys will have your tag in just like 5 minutes. So I'll be back, if that's okay.
Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here.
I'll be back in just a bit.
Great. I'm reading all your comments. And yes, April, I did have water. I woke up with like a little like body ache. And for me, whenever I'm getting sick, it always goes to like the body aches, the joints, the hips, the knees. And so I've got something going on. What are the green flowers? That's Midori. I'm pointing to my chinoiserie wallpaper. What a bozo. That is Midori. That's Midori. So in this photo, so Jenny obviously took this photo. Jenny is our full-time photographer now. She was just here yesterday till dark. We were shooting all afternoon. Maybe that's why I'm tired. Because it's actually like, I know this can sound, I don't want this to sound prissy, but Heidi and I we're putting in like 100-hour weeks right now. Like we're both just grinding. And then I had a really long photo shoot yesterday with Jenny. So maybe I'm just exhausted and my body's telling me like, it's time to slow down a bit. But yeah, that is Midori. And then she's got Charity and Lenora in there and Julia, of course, in this one. And she did these in the Spring Fresh. She made like, I don't know, about 20 different flat lays. So it's really pretty. And oh, let me go get something and show you really quickly. She actually brought me something yesterday that I'm so excited about. And I'll show you all because we're waiting for Heidi I think that there were so many people on the website that it like slowed down the tagging process because it's all automated. So let me get something and show you. So I'm not sure if I told you all, but we are doing like a total packaging redo for our bouquets. So the only people that will get the current bouquet packaging with like the long cardboard box are wholesalers, like florists, farmer florists, people that buy wholesale garden roses from us. But all the retail customers, we are leveling up on the packaging. It is beautiful. I don't like when influencers say like chef's kiss, but like it is chef's kiss. So Jenny has been working extraordinarily hard. One of the things we did when we were in Bogota, Heidi and I, is we designed the new packaging with the team in Bogota because all of the materials are going to be made obviously in Colombia, so we don't have to ship them overseas. And Jenny we designed this gorgeous ribbon, and it's 1.5 inch beautiful gross grain, gorgeous ribbon. So this will be on all of the bouquets. So if you've received our bouquets now, they're like 1/4 inch ribbon around each bouquet. It's like not that impressive, but this is so gorgeous. So the bouquets will have this beautiful bow, and I love gross grain ribbon. I just think that like I'm a packaging guru. In fact, when we first started our business, we were wholesale only for the first 5 years. We never sold a single garden rose to a retail consumer. Everything Ryan and I grew, went to florists, like wedding florists. And I don't know how many of you have ever bought flowers from a wholesaler, but they come in a big, cardboard box. And typically the flowers are like laid down in the box, and then newsprint is between the flowers. And like, it's a wholesale experience, right? Like it's not meant to be a retail experience because it's wholesale prices. Going to florists don't care. But we found that florists did care. So we kind of went a little bit viral with wedding florists because every single bouquet that we packed was, had the diaper and then had beautiful like wax paper and a beautiful seal on the paper, and then a gorgeous pink bow. And then I put a handwritten note in every single one. So when we packed those boxes and like florists opened them, they were just like, oh my gosh, this is like, this is a experience they never had, receiving flowers in the mail, right? So they all, like, this is back in 15, 16, 17, 18, like would share like the unboxings, like the florist would unbox on Instagram. And that's how we grew our florist base. Like now we have like 6,000-ish florists in our base, like our floral designer wholesale business. And so it was all about the packaging. So I think our packaging is still nice, but it was out like, we don't want to raise our prices to florists. So, and we're not raising our prices to you either, don't worry. So we're going to keep them with that same packaging that they've always gotten. But the retail customers are going to have this beautiful box that's all like glossy and gorgeous on the outside. And then you open the inside and it has this big mural of garden roses with our logo in it. It's stunning. And then it has the bouquets in it. And then the bouquets are going to be wrapped in this gorgeous paper that Jenny just designed with me. Well, we had a designer design it, but Jenny had. The bouquets are going to be wrapped in this gorgeous triage paper. And so it's all hand illustrated, and it's so pretty. So the retail consumer is just going to be able to get this, like, have this gorgeous like unboxing experience. We're going to have a wax seal on all the bouquets. It's a sticker, but it's like, looks like a wax seal, which is really cool. And then we're also going to have, I don't know if any of you, like on Pinterest, you see like vintage postage stamps. Like there's pin boards that have like beautiful vintage flowers, or I don't know, like all kinds of vintage things that like as postage stamps. So we're designing like on the inserts on the inside, they'll have like beautiful rose vintage stamps to show like, it was shipped in the mail. So it's really, really exciting. And the only thing we're stuck on right now, honestly, is, we used to call our roses like estate grown garden roses back when Ryan and I grew all of our roses here, right? Because they were literally, or we would call them like California estate grown garden roses. I'm talking about the cut roses. And well, now we don't grow them here, so I'm not going to call them like estate grown, but we're trying to figure out like, what are they? Like, what's the tagline? What is it? Because like just saying luxury garden roses isn't, I don't know. It just doesn't, like, if they're luxury, you don't need to say that they're luxury. So we're trying to come up with like what we call them. Because garden roses, I think, doesn't necessarily have a connotation to a lot of like people who are new to the market of roses, like doesn't necessarily have a connotation of being like luxury or elevated until they discover them. Then they're like, oh wow, like these are the best flowers in the world. So we're trying to come up with like some naming and how we're gonna name, what are we naming like the product line of the garden roses. So I love vintage stamps too. I think they're so gorgeous. I love them. Hi, Suzanne. So yeah, we're putting a lot of effort. And so the reason I went into that is this background with Midori, and I think Hitomi's in there too. Charity, Lenora, and Juliet was actually like part of our packaging photo shoot. So Jenny shot like a whole bunch of beautiful flat lays with me. And then we went through them and we decided this is the one that we're not using this one. Otherwise it wouldn't be a background on Alive, but we chose one that we are using for our new packaging. So the idea is like, I mean, not that I would expect for people to save my box, like you save a Chanel box or a Louis Vuitton box or a Prada box, right? We all know, like as girls, if you treat yourself, right? Like Dior packaging is beautiful, right? Like the Dior, like beautiful Dior boxes, right? People save them and they put them up in their closet, right? So, but we want like the box to be something that people, like enjoy, right? Like enjoy and maybe want to keep or want to use like to store trinkets or something in. So that's kind of the idea. Have you ever seen that company Petite Keep, Petite Keep, Petite Keep? They make trunks and a lot of people like buy them for their babies and they like save their baby mementos in them. It's kind of like that. When you open the box, it's like, wow, it's just like you're flooded with this like gorgeous scene of garden roses. So all of that is getting made right now and it's super exciting. I can't wait. So I tossed my LV box, but I kept my Gucci one. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like a thing with girls, right? Like, it's like keeping a nice box. I don't know. Anyway, will Pinku be available in the spring? I think so, actually, or in the summer. So our Japanese roses are coming off of production in 2 phases for the new members. So we definitely have some coming off in spring. So as soon as it's like spring weather to ship the potted plants, those will go out to everyone. And I think Heidi said there's about 10 varieties in those. And then we have another, I think it's 12 or 13 varieties that are going to be coming off sometime in the summer months. So it's like a little too early. The reason Heidi didn't share names with you the other day is because it's just a little bit too early to give you like the exact time when you're expecting them, because they're still growing. So, but those will be available for members, of course. So petal points or something new. What do you mean? Petal points or something new? Oh, I think I talked about the petal points. So I did talk about this on a live, and I think I made a post about it. We were experiencing like really, really, really bad delays on our website, like severe delays with page loading. And we hired a company to do like diagnostic testing to figure out, there she is, to figure out why our website was loading so slow. Because one thing that happens is if your website loads slow, then people leave, right? Like we all do that. Like if something takes too long, you just leave, you go somewhere else. So we had a diagnostic team come in and they said that it was that app that runs the point system. And it was the minute we turned the app off, the app is still there. It's just deactivated. It was using so much, I guess, bandwidth. Every time the page is loaded, it was using so much that it slowed the website down significantly. So right now it's paused, because if we turn it back on, our website will be slow again. And if you know anything about like e-commerce, like, well, people leave if the website is slow, but you're also paying every time somebody comes to your website. You're spending ad dollars and all the things, and people leave. So it's like wasted ad dollars. So anyway, we're hoping to find another platform or like a different version or something to still offer those sorts of incentives, but not that app. Definitely not that app. I think there were like it was a lot of it was very, very slow. We actually turned off 2 different apps. There was also like an Instagram. You know how when you go to websites you can see their Instagram feed? We had to switch Instagram feeds on our website that shows our Instagram and Facebook because the app we were using was so slow. Like it was crashing our site out. So to be determined in the future, but your points are still saved. So we didn't delete the app. We just turned it on. So it's not slowing the site down. So those of you that have points, they're still there in the background. Heidi, they're asking if you fixed it.
Yes. So I'm putting the tag on and everyone. So there was a piece somehow. Anyway, everyone from about 10 minutes ago on that purchased the tag automatically put on, and I'm putting on your tag on everyone else right now. So I'm just going to keep plugging away, and everything's working now. So not sure what happened, why that flow didn't work, but it is now. So yes, everyone will have their tag on it here in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to shut my computer off and just get done, and I'll come back on and I'll tell you when all the tags are on. Okay. So I just want to give you guys a little update. So I'll be back
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Do members have a certain customer service manager? Actually, no, we don't anymore. So if you have been following it all, you know that we've drastically increased our customer service department. So we have, I believe, 6 full-time customer service reps divided up between phone and email. So some of them only answer the phone and some of them only do email. And then we have a customer service director who came to us with like 40 years of customer service, client services experience. Her name is Nancy. And so our team has gotten really, really solid. They have worked out like any of the kinks that we had with customer service before. So all of them are, Heidi spends, I'll just say Heidi has meetings, and I had a meeting with them yesterday too. Heidi has meetings with them weekly to train them on horticulture, like the basics of growing roses. She has meetings with them on, on this membership and how to proceed with things. Like she has really, really been training the customer service team to have autonomy, be independent, be able to help you. So yeah, Alita's great. She's really, really sweet. So, and all those ladies, Alita, Patty, and Nancy, they came to us with like 30 to 40 years of customer service background. Like they're amazing. All of you know Oriana, incredible. She is in her early 20s. We talk about how amazing she is all the time within our company. She's in her early 20s, and I have to look back in my early 20s, and there's no way that like I could be like her. She is so responsible. She's so kind. She's so like organized. In fact, Nancy, our customer service director, says she has never met anyone in her life that has worked under her as organized as Oriana. And I have to admit, like she's a godsend. She's been working for us for over 3 years, like 3.5 years, and she's remote. So she's in Jamaica, and she's incredible. We adore her. Like I never want her to leave. I'm like, you cannot leave us. You are the best. So she has a lot of work, and sometimes we have to help Oriana and like give some of her work to some of the other ladies, but she's incredible. She's just awesome. And then there's Brioni, and then there's Crystal, and Crystal is new. She's been with us about 3 months, and she is also very seasoned. She is very, very seasoned. So she's incredible too. And Crystal's actually going to introduce herself to you very soon in the group. So, can a membership be upgraded and you pay the difference? Yes, but you need to email customer service and they'll do it for you. Yeah. Okay. So Amanda, we actually talked about that. We just talked about that. So we are changing so many things this year. I'm going to address this topic right now. So Amanda says, because she lives in a cold zone, she didn't get some of the bare roots that she ordered and we had to give refunds or replacements. Okay. So something that happens in the bare root industry is that the grower gives you the live counts, but as the season goes on, there are plants that's okay, Amanda. There are we talked about this not today, in the past. There are plants that like decay in what's the technical word? Heidi uses it. There's like a technical word for when plants like decay in dormancy. But anyway, plants that were sellable at the time of harvest become unsellable, right? Or your supplier says, we're sending you 500 Edens and you have booked 500 Edens, but then you get 300 Edens, right? Like there's always those things that happen. That's dealing with a perishable product, quite frankly, right? Like that's the nature of selling, of buying a perishable product. However, since we brought Heidi on, because she has so much extensive experience in horticulture, Heidi's been working in horticulture for 25 years. She knows the bare root business inside and out. Like she ran the program at Star Roses, right? When we launch our bare roots, so right now we're launching bare roots on September 26th. And we're doing that after we receive our confirmations from our growers. So our growers are going to get in contact with Heidi and say, okay, you ordered 1,000 of this. We can guarantee you're going to get 800. And so 200 of them, they have to make allocations. They have to divide the product up between all the buyers. We are a very large buyer, so we do get priority for sure. We get very high priority, especially since Heidi's here, but we have allocations, right? So when we load our website on September 26th, if our supplier says we have 800 of something for you, only 400 of those are going on our website. And once those 400 are gone, we will not add any more of those until those plants arrive in our cooler. So we have a cooler up in Bakersfield. That's where our operations are. And we will then reload the website with the remaining. So we will not be now we did do this last year too. I did only load up about 45% of our product, but our grower unfortunately had extensive crop loss, extensive crop loss. And it was like beyond any reasonable amount of roses that anybody in the industry would ever expect. Poor April heard about it a lot, right, April? Anyway, so we don't have that grower anymore, and now we have Heidi, and so our allocations are going to be given to us in September, and then we will only be selling a specific portion, whether that's 40%, 50%, whatever, and then the rest of the roses will come on when they're physically in our hands. So you should not have cancellations. You should not have, we should not have shortages. And that's all the incredible work that Heidi's been doing. She's been working around the clock to secure these roses. We've secured 750 bare root roses. No, well, not 750 bare root roses, 750 unique bare root roses. We'll definitely be the largest bare root supplier on the internet, no doubt about that. And so 750 SKUs. There are 750 different SKUs that you can choose from. And those roses, a big portion of them, a very, very big portion of those roses are extremely rare. Like roses you do not see in the United States. Roses that maybe you've seen in Canada, maybe you've seen overseas. They are extremely rare here. And we may only get 25 of this, 30 of this, like we may get small amounts, but at least we're getting them, right? So there's a huge amount, like about 80-ish varieties, not including our exclusives, that are incredibly rare roses. So we're really excited about those. And that's all Heidi's amazing work. So yeah, it looks like Heidi's getting those tags in, which is incredible. Oh, she dropped the teaser. April is my sounding board, in case you all haven't figured that out yet. April has become, how long have we known each other, April? Like a few years now, a couple years. April is an amazing voice of reason. She's an incredible friend. She's a listener. She is one of the, I know she's sarcastic in the group. You all know that, right? She is very sarcastic in the group and she likes to play and stuff, but she is an incredibly kind and really intelligent person. And she's been a wonderful friend for me. I could almost cry. I love April so much. So she's incredible. And April has, is a big part of our Facebook group and a big part of our lives. And I tell her all the time how much I love her. So can we have a Bare Root 101 class? Yes, you're going to have a Bare Root 101 class. So we're going to kick off Bare Root season. Oh, and Jenny, and I love Jenny. Jenny left my house last night at like so dark and she got home so late. So I love you, Jenny. Don't tell my secrets. So hi, Jenny. Jenny, do you want to come on with me and talk to everyone? And I can't leave Girly out. Girly has been also an incredible friend for me and a voice of reason. And both of those girls, April and Girly, got me through the hardest year of my life in 2024. And without them, I definitely would not be talking to you right now and everything. So they are incredible friends, like rock solid friends, those two girls. Like we are bonded in incredible ways. So, you thought sarcasm was a prerequisite for this group? Maybe. In case you don't know, Jeremy's been to my house. I met Jeremy a few months ago and he's a sweetheart. He is a sweetheart, guys. He is a sweetie. Like he is a Texan sweetie. And Serafina was obsessed with him. Obsessed. Jeremy, just like April, like went through our discard pile at our farm and he took home some treasures. And I was like, these are our discards. They're like got one stick off the side, like stuff that we couldn't sell. And he's like, I have tenacity. I'm going to get these things to grow. I don't know if you ever did get them to grow, but he's a sweetheart. He is like the sweetest ever. And I love him. Yeah, Heidi's, I think there were so many of you on our website all buying the product at once that the tag system got a little behind. So anyway, don't be ruining my reputation. Okay. I won't. But you're a sweetie. You are a sweetheart. He brought Serafina like a whole gift and he's the nicest ever. So sweet. And he invited us out to his ranch, which I want to do next year. I want to go see a ranch. Hi, Jenny. Yeah, Jenny was here last night. We shot 12 new bouquets. The bouquets that I designed with you a few days ago, maybe like 4 or 5 days ago, the monochromatic ones. So like the all pinks, they're actually sitting in my piano room right now. So the all pinks, the all blushes, the all whites, the all pops of color ones. So Jenny, her little boy went back to school yesterday. So we were able to meet and do our photography. So we shot 12 more beautiful bouquets and I stuck those suckers after I made them into the cooler and they did just fine. So they held on for like 5 days in the cooler, which I was happy about. So, hi, Julio. Hi, Julio. I'm in Texas too. We love our Texans. We love our Texans. My cat is purring so loud right now. Anyway, Heidi has been incredibly busy getting all the things done. Jenny, I showed them our beautiful new wrapping paper for our bouquets and our beautiful ribbon that you so beautifully designed and curated for us. So this pink right here, I don't know if you can see it, is the same pink on the Rosebush shipping boxes. So, you know, the Rosebush shipping boxes are pink and white. This is the same Pantone. So now our Rosebush boxes and our bouquet boxes will be matchy and pink and white and very floral. They're a whole experience. Like the unboxing on the bouquets is going to be a beautiful experience. And those of you that became members today, you're going to get extra bouquet. So you get to see it. I hope we're going to have the packaging done. I mean, everything takes so long, right? With like, especially overseas, because the packaging is getting made in Bogota, Colombia. So I don't know. I would hope maybe like in the next 6 weeks-ish, we should have all of our new packaging for our bouquets. And the most amazing part of it is, as of right now, we're not having to like raise prices to like compensate for the beautiful new packaging. So we love that. Jeremy lives in the Dallas area, but like out. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that. Yeah, I can say that. He lives in the beautiful, like farmland, beautiful area of Dallas, gorgeous area. He does have farm animals. He does. He does. Amanda, I will ask Heidi. I do know I talked to her yesterday. We went through the whole list of all the companions that she's bringing on, both for pre-order, because we have to give our grower those pre-orders, and then also for like continuous throughout next year. So the ones that are like super, super limited, those will be pre-orders, so that when you place that order, that grower like reserves that product and you know you're going to get it in the spring. She said that our pricing is very competitive with like other websites that offer similar product, but we're trying to really only offer the product that you don't see on other websites. Like you're not going to find on fastgrowingtrees.com, or I don't even know who else sells a lot of shrubs and flowering bushes, but Heidi is making sure that the pricing is really competitive. So that's what I can tell you. We are creating that, Audrey. So, we just shot, not this time that Jenny came, but like a week ago, we just shot our guys gift guide collection. And Jenny actually just sent me some beautiful photos this morning of our collection. She sends me some every day. And here's one. So we designed, what was it, Jenny? About 22 bouquets. So there's anniversary, birthday, just because I messed up. What else? There's proposal. There's like 5 or 6 different categories. And so we're making it really simple for men. One of the things that some men gave us feedback on, and I will say like 2 of the men that gave us the feedback are like our co-owners of our company. So, you know, they were just like surfing the website and they're like, hey, like as a man, you can make this better, right? So we can all agree, ladies, that men are not as complex as we are, right? And men don't need to scroll through like 300 bouquets to pick one out for their wives or their significant others or their husbands or whatever, right? So, and men don't want to scroll through 300 bouquets, right? They don't care. Like they're just like, I want pretty flowers for my girl or my guy, whatever. So we designed for each category, for like birthday or anniversary or proposal or whatever, we designed 3 different bouquets that are like very different. And basically they're going to have a landing page that's called like Guys Gift Guide, and then a picture of like get out of jail or whatever, I'm sorry, right? And so they click on the thing that says I'm sorry, and they have 3 options. Like they have 3 options and 3 different price points, and that's it, right? Of course they can buy anything on our website, but we're trying to like feed them the convenience of just clicking on birthday. It's her birthday. Here's 3 beautiful birthday bouquets. Which one do I think my wife would like, right? So we're building out that entire part of our website. So Ryan and I did some really cute photography together, which Ryan and I have never shot products together. And it was like a little bit, I'm so natural and like able to be myself in front of Jenny, but like, look how sweet. They're really cute. So there are some really, really, really cute ones. He actually got down on one knee in one. Where's the one where he got down on one knee, where he proposed to me, Jenny? That one, I was like, yes. Oh, these are like the vintage stamps that we're designing for the new packaging. So they'll be like printed on the packaging. Yeah, guys don't need 1,000 options, right? Like we have, I don't know, 100+ options on our website right now for bouquets. Like men just don't need it. Like they don't, right? Admittedly, they do not need that many options. Where's the picture of Ryan like down on one knee? Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. She just sent me this. Like we took these like a couple weeks ago. He's like proposing to me. So cute. So cringy, right? But anyway, it was a really fun experience. And we shot like 22 bouquets in, oh my gosh, like now it's getting darker faster every day. And so you can't start shooting until the light gets lower, right? Because if it's too bright, then it doesn't work, right? So you have like a very tiny window. Every single time Jenny comes over, we have this like little window. And now that it's getting darker earlier, the window is like dwindling down. So we shot 22 bouquets and I had already designed them. I designed them with you all. Remember those like marathon lives that I did, my filibusters? That's like 2 weeks ago. Those were those. So I had them ready to go. They were like tied off in buckets. We just literally had to bring all the buckets outside and like grab. But I did 5 outfit changes, 5 shoe changes. We shot 22 bouquets in like 2 hours, which if you've ever done like a shoot in photography, that's impossible. Impossible. Like back when we were shooting my book, we were lucky, indoors, outdoors, whatever, to get in one day, and we would shoot all day. So we would shoot in the morning, like before the sun got too bright in the gardens. And then we would come inside and shoot product shots. Like, like our bouquets, like are on my piano and on my nightstand, like in all those pretty shots. We would shoot during the day in my house. And then we would go back out at like, what is it called? What is that called? Sunset hour or like glowy hour, whatever it's called. We'd go back outside and shoot until dark. We were lucky in like a 10-hour day to get 10 shots, like lucky to get 10 shots. Like each shot was typically like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like it was so long. Now, granted, those were for my book, and we were also communicating with the editor and like the art department, like what golden hour. Thank you. We were communicating with the art department, like while we were shooting, to make sure that we were lining the shots up correctly for the different pages in the book. Cause they had already started to like lay the book out, like the content of the book. So they needed specific size photos with specific dimensions and like focus. So it's a little different when you're dealing with like a publisher in New York. Like they were off in New York, and we had to, like every shot, like our photographer had to send them like proofs and everything. But still, like in a whole day, like a 10-12 hour day, we would barely get 10 shots done. And so Jenny and I shot 22 products about a week and a half ago in 2 hours. So that was pretty incredible. She's very fast. And I just want to get it over with. I'm like, just go. Let's just go. Get it done. I'm very like, let's just do it. So, and the best shots we get are the ones where I'm just like being myself and not having to like overthink it. Love your book. If you don't have it, you need it. Oh, thank you, Trisha. That book, do you all know the story of that book? Does anybody know the story of that book? That book was and continue. Well, it doesn't continue to be, but that book, I got in 2019, if anybody cares, I got contacted by a handful of publishers in 2019, kind of like when we really started to gain momentum on Instagram. And like when Martha came out and did our shoot, we got contacted by, I would say like maybe 3 or so, publishers in New York. Let me answer, Ashley. Will you all email us the upcoming month's preview drop? Yes, we will be letting you know in advance what to expect. But if you joined, you'll have all those products in your private collection. So the book was like, I got contacted by multiple different publishers, kind of like within all the same window. And I didn't have a publicist at the time. Like I had nobody repping me at all, but I got contacted by 3 different publishers, and I was like, wow, what, they want me to write a book? Okay. So I was like, okay, that's weird. I'm like not an author. I just, have a rose farm. And so I went with Hachette Books, which at the time was Artisan, because I liked the team the most. Like I had some meetings I did hire a literary agent at that time. I still have her. And so I hired a literary agent who was referred to me by a couple of other authors, like in our space, in like the home, garden, lifestyle space. And her name's Judy. And she's in New Jersey, where I used to live in Monmouth County, which is weird. And Judy's great. And so we like talked to the different publishers and editors, and we ultimately decided on Artisan because it was the best deal for us. It was the best deal. But I had no idea when you write a gardening book, Colleen, if I see you, oh, Colleen, you can ship your book to me. I'll sign it and return it to you. We've had a bunch of people do that, by the way. Like so many people have sent me the book and then I just sign it and I'll send it back to you. I'll pay to send it back to you. You don't need to pay to send it. You don't need to pay for me to like send it back to you. I'm happy to do that. Just email customer service and they'll give you my address and then you can send it to me. Put it in a padded envelope though, maybe wrap it with like tissue paper and then in a padded envelope because, you know, UPS or FedEx, you know, with the corners of the books. The only bad reviews we've ever had on our book literally are people are like 1 star because Amazon would ship it and then the book would get banged up on the corners and they'd give me a 1-star review. I'm like those 1-star reviews need to go away because that is like not my fault. That's Amazon's fault. You should know, like they don't pad it. They just throw it in the book with like a piece of brown paper and it like slides around in the box. So if you want your book signed, just email customer service. They'll give you my address, wrap it in tissue paper or bubble wrap, put it in a padded envelope and send it to me and I will sign it for you and send it back. So I'm happy to do that. So anyway, the book, I had no idea that this book would take 20, 21, 22, 24 years to do. 4 years. So I wrote a manuscript. We wrote out like an outline for the book of what we wanted it to be. And I wrote a manuscript. It was about 350 pages. And it was just, if you've ever like written a book or like know anything about the book writing process, the author usually writes a manuscript because I'm not an author. I'm not a writer, right? So I wrote a manuscript and it was like basically like a, what do they call it? Like a word dump. Like it was just like, a brain dump. It was a brain dump. So I dumped everything that I knew about roses and the specific varieties. So we talked about 100 specific varieties in that book. And I just like literally, Girly still has all those books. Yeah, you do have all those books because I didn't want to carry them back to California when I was at your house. So I did a brain dump and it was like, Ryan worked on it too. It was like 300 and change pages. And it was just like running pages of brain dump. And of course, none of that can be published, right? Like you can't publish an author's brain dump. So I worked with my literary agent to interview ghostwriters. And we interviewed like 3 or 4 different ghostwriters. And these ghostwriters specialize in writing with authors on in our genre. So the ghostwriter, her name's Kelly, and she's from Laguna Beach that we hired, had worked in like the arts, entertainment, cookbook, lifestyle area. So it was all like, you know, hardback, coffee table lifestyle books. So we hired Kelly and I gave Kelly my brain dump. And so Kelly and I spent all of 2020, all of 21, 22, and the first half of 2023 rewriting the whole book, writing the entire book. Because every time we write something, it has to go to the publisher and then the publisher like checks off on it, right? But that wasn't the hard part of writing the book. The hard part was, unlike a cookbook. So a cookbook, if you follow like Half Baked Harvest, Tegan shot some of her cookbook at my house. How many years ago was that? It was in 21, I want to say. Tegan came. I hope you all know who Tegan is, right? Half Baked Harvest. She's an absolute doll. Like she literally is a doll. She came out and we shot like a whole bunch of stuff for one of her books. And it's like, that's a wrap, right? So like cookbooks, they can rent in a studio kitchen or like rent out a house and they can shoot a cookbook in like a weekend or like a 4 or 5 days, right? Like they like rent a studio and they can shoot all 30, 40, 50 recipes in like a week. And then she shot the lifestyle photography at my farm. So there's a bunch of pictures with her like holding garden roses and like buckets of garden roses. She's like kneeling on my my fencing. There's like maybe I don't know. And she's out in my field out here with Yves Piaget in one. There's maybe like 5 or 6 lifestyle photos sprinkled throughout her book. So, and they were taken here. So she like, I talked to her about this because I was in the process of writing my book at the time and shooting it. And I was like, how do you shoot your book? Because like, it's taking forever. And she's like, oh yeah, we just like, for cookbooks, you rent out a kitchen, or like now she has her gorgeous kitchen in Colorado. So she does it there. But in general, like they rent out kitchens and they can shoot it in a week, right? And with garden roses, little did I know. So we were highlighting 100 varieties. Those 100 varieties would never be in bloom at the same time, or the quality of the blooms would never be great all at the same time. It took 3 years of having photographers come during our growing season, and our roses look like during the summer, right? So we shot primarily in the spring and the fall. It took us 3 full years to shoot my book. 3 years. And like that's because we had 100 varieties, and like sometimes those varieties just like didn't look good, right? And I had a originally my book was supposed to come out in March of 23, but because the photography took so long and we wanted to be perfect, it ended up coming out March of 24. And it was actually good because there was another rose book that came out in 2023, and it would have been weird if both of our books came out at the same time. And she's with a different publisher, so it was actually really good. But it took so long, so long. And but we got the right shots, right? Between lifestyle shots and the actual roses and all of the bouquets and all of the things, we did it. But it was the full 3 years of shooting. And I had intended for Georgiana Lane, who we all know and love, right? The photographer Georgiana Lane. I had intended her to be my full photographer of my book. Like I wanted everything photographed by Georgiana. But it became apparent that because we were shooting so many varieties and we had to like shoot so many action shots of like planting and all the things, that she was moving to Paris. And so she came out in October of 2021. She was moving out of her home in Washington, Seattle area. She drove down here. She shot my book for like 4 or 5 days, as much as we could. And then she flew to Paris and she's never moved back. So now she lives in Paris, but she shot my book with me and then got on a plane at LAX and moved to Paris. And we didn't have like, we shot maybe like 60% of it. And ultimately we got as many good shots as we could with her. And then I hired another amazing photographer who I worked with on my Victoria magazine shoot. I'm sure a lot of you subscribe to Victoria magazine or you see their Instagram. I was in Victoria magazine a couple of times. And so I hired the photographer that shot our farm and shot me for Victoria. And she finished up the book for me. And her name is Marcy. And so Marcy shot half and Georgiana shot half. And it was a long time. It was a long time, but it was definitely worth it. It was definitely worth it. I said, I'm going to write the book for, to be a subject matter expert, just to have like my name, like my stamp, like in the rose publishing world. I think books are a beautiful thing. And the book has actually led to some other really exciting things that are happening, like behind the scenes, that I'm hoping, I'm going to talk to my agents. I have different agents we work with now, but I'm hoping we can share the behind the scenes of something else that we're doing that's really exciting. But the book has led to some other opportunities that are happening right now. So we're really excited about that. But the book was definitely like a long process. I wanted to quit a few times. I did. Are the magazine features linked on your website? I don't know. Yeah, we do have a press page on our website. Yeah, we were in Martha Living before it left, a big spread. And then we've been in Magnolia Journal and Country Living. We were on the cover of 2 Country Livings. Buddy was on the cover. I was not. Buddy was, the dog. And then what other magazines? Country Living. Oh, and then Victoria. We had a big spread. The Victoria, where's that book? Hold on. Let me get my Victoria book. I didn't even know Victoria was doing this. Hold on. 1 second. I might not have it here. Why did I do that? Oh yeah. So if you can find this book online, sorry, I am sick. I'm like winded because Emily, we are working on a catalog. Don't you worry about that. So after we did our shoot with Victoria, they put this book out, Living with Roses, and they didn't tell me before they put it out, which I don't care, but I would have promoted it. Like I would have shared, like had I known. I didn't know until people told me. They were like, "Oh, you're featured in their book." I was like, "Oh, okay." So we have like from my magazine spread, there's like a whole there's me. There's a whole like a whole thing. Hold on. Let me go here. 1 sec. No, it's not working. Anyway, there's a whole like spread here. So they published my spread in the magazine into the book, and the book is so pretty. Like if you're a garden rose lover, we got a really large spread. I mean, it's like 10 pages, except they put my boobs right there. Like, look at that. I don't know about that. I was like, and they were much bigger then, so I'm like a little bit like, ooh. But so anyway, this book is so my 10 pages in this book are not the prettiest. Like there's so much good inspo in here, like gorgeous inspo, beautiful. Like mine is the worst, honestly. I mean, I'm honored that they put us in there, but like there's some incredible photography in here, gorgeous photography. So all of you that are rose lovers, I know April, right? Like look at this settee. Look at this settee. The caning. Oh, Heidi's back. The caning, look at the gorgeous needlepoint on that. I mean, come on, right? Like, oof. Look at the wallpaper, that chintz wallpaper. Oh, this is like Heidi, this is my dream house. Like this is
Oh, that's beautiful.
One Facebook marketplace find at a time. I'm a Facebook marketplace girl. Like I will not buy expensive antiques. Like I'm like somebody's giving away their French country, romantic stuff. So it's called Living with Roses. Nicholas, if you're on here,
I need to get that one.
Nick, if you're on here, can you drop the link to Amazon, please? Let me text Nick. He should be here. He'll drop the link to Amazon. It's a beautiful book. And I was just like, I was tickled that I was in it. Somebody said like, hey, you're in Victoria's new book, right? And I was like, no, I didn't know that. So it's so pretty though. You all need this book, like the inspo in here. And then there's a lot of rose garden inspo as well. It's so beautiful. Like it's goals. Oh, there's my picture too in the front. I didn't even know this was here. So this was my old farm. This was if you've been to my old farm, Diane, you maybe came. These are my like containers. Yeah, that's our old farm. And those were my Carding Mill. What are those? Carding Mill, Honey Dijon, Distant Drums, Darcy Boosel, and Coco Loco. Oh, and on the bottom, that's Evelyn. So that was like the opening to the book, actually. That's kind of cool. They gave me like, I didn't even know that. So this book is incredible though, girls. You should absolutely get this book. Obviously we're all rose lovers here, so you need to buy this book. And I don't make any money from it. Like I'm just in it. So
can I give you an update?
Yeah, please.
Okay, everyone with the gardener and the collector, you should be good to go. And I'm just about done with the conservators. So I had to do this one at a time. Sorry about that. It's all fixed moving forward. But so if you're a gardener or collector, you should be able to get into your private collection page now. So, and I'll be back on in just another minute. I'm just going to keep tagging these accounts and we should be good to go.
Yeah. Is this live open to everyone? Yeah, it is. It's on our, look at this scene. Oh my gosh, girls, look at this scene. Look at can we just for a minute, look at the needlepoint on that chair? Oh my gosh. And this and the molding around the fireplace, like every little detail. It's all the details that I just absolutely love. Look at this garden. Oh, look at that gorgeous garden. Oh, love, love, love. So yeah, get this book on Amazon. I don't make any money from it, so I'm just telling you, like it's pretty though. Look at this. Oh, look at that gazebo. We all need it. Can we just copy and paste like all of this book into our homes, into our gardens, please? Can we just do that? There's great like jam recipes in here for rose jam and like making like pastries and stuff with roses and fresh fruit. There's all kinds of, I know, Suzanne, it's your house. In our dreams, it's our house. So it says roses do not bloom hurriedly. For beauty, like any masterpiece, takes time to blossom. Oh my gosh, how much do I love that? So this book comes with a ribbon placeholder. I'm going to put that there because I love it. That is such a beautiful, inspirational quote. So pretty. So anyway, I love this book. And so it's everything from like, it's just everything. It's all the things roses. And there's me in there. My spread is the worst of all of them. Like it's literally the worst. The rest of the book is so much prettier. There's some shabby chic in here too. Of course, when you're talking roses, you got to talk about shabby chic. Gracious, entertaining. There's entertaining tabletops. Oh, it's just like absolutely. Oh, look at this scene, you guys. Look at this scene with the beautiful wrought iron and the tablecloth and the little meow meow kitty kitty. Look at that scene, how gorgeous that is. Like, could you imagine anything prettier? It reminds me of Taylor's proposal, I have to say. Let's just talk about Taylor for a minute. If you don't like Taylor, that's okay. You can leave. Her proposal obviously is like harkens to her lover shoot. And look at that cake, how gorgeous. And I think that there is going to be, you know, like when something happens with Taylor, like it goes viral everywhere. And I think that garden roses are going to have this huge garden roses, romanticism, you know, that beautiful bridal nostalgia. I think we're going to have a big, right? Like it's going to go up. Like the whole appeal for like garden roses and abundant gardens and all of the like gorgeousness of her proposal shoot, like that's our aesthetic, right? Like that is our aesthetic here. So I love that like the mainstream people are seeing, like the people that like don't even know about, you know, abundant garden rose romantic gardens, like are being exposed now because everybody loves Taylor. Like I think garden roses are going to blow up. They're going to blow up. We're already up. We have something up our sleeves for all that anyway already. But yeah, I think garden roses are going to have a moment, like a big moment because of Taylor Swift, because she literally runs the world with all the girls. So, I mean, look at all of the economies, all the cities that she went and toured in, the amount of money she brought to those cities, amount of commerce. So it's nothing like the Taylor Swift influence, honestly. And if you don't like it, that's okay. We still love you, even if you don't like Taylor. So I love Taylor because even though she's had a lot of boyfriends, we all know, she is very kind, compassionate, very giving, and she's genuine. Like she is who she is, right? And she's not like overly sexy. They're like, yeah, like in her concerts, like, you know, it's a little sexy, but like she's just like, she's like, when I went to her show, we went to the show in LA where she announced 1989 Taylor's version. So it was the last show in LA in August of 2023. And I mean, it was me and Ryan, and it was all like little teen girls and tweens and all the things. And I was like, you know, if Serafina obviously didn't come, she was like 2 years old at the time, or 3 years old. But I was like, if Serafina was 8 or 9, I'd bring her. Like, I would totally bring her. Like, it's not, you know, she's wholesome. And her music is so good and so sweet. So anyway, I'm very happy that she met her match and that he's such a good guy. So, and she's a great businesswoman. Her marketing is incredible. Yeah. We need GRF hat shirts, all things, please, to help promote you. Well, thank you, Audrey. We are working on some things. we're definitely working on some things. I think she is very humble. She's very humble. Yeah. And she always takes time for the people that made her famous. I always like to say, my quote is like, we made the right girl famous. Like, we didn't make the wrong girl famous. We made the right girl famous. Like, she deserves, like, she's talented, she's kind. Like, she deserves to be famous. So, Heidi's checking all the memberships. Don't worry. Florists are already gearing up, and yeah, florists are already gearing up for that like garden rose, abundant cottage look for weddings. You know, all these soon to be brides in 2025, 2026, 2027, they're going to be like, I want my wedding to look like Taylor's proposal. And they're going to say, okay, what's your budget? Because it's abundant, but hopefully all the brides that were inspired by Taylor's proposal will have on their budget level, will have a way to get that look and that feel. So, but I really do think Heidi and I were talking about the other night. In fact, I think the garden roses are going to have a big, because of Taylor's engagement and because she's getting married. So Heidi, what do you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was Heidi that texted me about it. And like, I'm the one that's a Swiftie. She likes Taylor Swift, but she's the one that initiated the Taylor Swift garden rose conversation with me. Like, the whole world of garden roses growing because of her. So anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, everyone should be tagged. I think we're good. So it was just like so many at once. So you should have access to your private collection pages now. So if you just barely purchased, give it just a few minutes and we should be good to go. Sorry about that little hiccup. It took me more than 5 minutes. Sorry about that. But we should be good. Okay, let me look at a couple of these here. We'll go in since you still can't. Okay, I'm gonna go off screen and I'll be right back. And if some of you can't, just let me know and we'll get you. I'm gonna double check everything real quick. Oh, good. Looks like some of you it's working, so that's great. Awesome. It was 5 minutes. Don't worry. Thanks, Jenny. Okay, I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna double check everybody really quick yet. So. And keep refreshing, refresh, go out, come back in, make sure you're logged in. You just got to refresh. So I'm just going to go off one more time because I just want to double check everything. Okay. So I'll be back in a minute.
She'll be back. Diane is in. Thank you, Diane. You're not too late, Trisha. Go ahead. You're good. You're good to go. You are good to go. A V-neck t-shirt would be awesome. Okay. That could be fun. Shakira has so much energy. That woman, isn't she like pushing 50? Like, I feel like she's like my age and she has so much energy. Whoa. So much energy. Incredible. Heidi will walk us through the website again. The book is called Living with Roses and it's Victoria Magazine. So what I presume it is a well, I know it is. It's a compilation of like a lot of their features in their magazine. So if like something was featured in their magazine, they compiled it. They do this. They've got quite a few Victoria books. There's a bunch of Victoria books. And so they they compile the magazine features and then they put it into a book on a certain topic. So I think they've done like blue and white, for like all the people that collect blue and white, and they've done, I don't know, anything that like is Victoria related, Victoria Magazine. So it's fun. It's a nice book. It's a big book. It's a big book. What's this on the back? I don't know what rose this is. It doesn't say. It's quite pretty. Even the yucky one there is still pretty. Do we have any questions? Questions? let me know. Questions. Are you able to, are the perennials offering live? Not yet, girly. Soon. Very soon. I do not have Magnolia Pearl Kitten Rose overalls. Yes, we will offer the Martha Stewart Rose. So Heidi has asked for like 1,000 of them. She's asked for a very, very large amount of them. She shot high. You know, we always shoot high. So for the roses that we know that we are going to need a lot of, she shoots very high. And I always did too. Like when I was purchasing myself. And so she shot very high on that one. I think she asked for 1,000, maybe even 2,000. It's a lot that she asked for. So we will see if she gets as many. We'll see how many. We won't get all of them, but we'll get a percentage of them. So is there a drop tomorrow? No, KB. We dropped it today. So it's in your private collection already. It's already there. So Heidi went ahead and populated the private collections with what we were going to launch tomorrow. Also, but we are having a live tomorrow to show you the plants and talk about the breeders and what went into those plants to bring them to the market. So Heidi knows these breeders. They're domestic breeders and US breeders. So she's going to do a live with us talking about the genetics of them and all of the things. So maybe tune into that. We'll try to keep it short to help you decide, like if you want any of those roses. But there's some really cool, unique ones. She also has, I think, like something coming maybe on Sunday or Monday as well. How do you see the private collections? You have to be logged in. April, you can drop the link if you're here still to the memberships, if you don't mind. Yeah, she knows so many of these breeders, and she knows like what it takes to get a rose on the market, because that was her job for many, many years, was evaluating roses, evaluating the market, evaluating like all of the components that go toward dropping, bringing a new rose to market. So she's going to talk to us about that tomorrow. So, I wish I would have grabbed more Martha Stewart. I know they only had a few, Jeremy. They didn't have many. And I think it was like 1 or 2 per customer or something like that. It was pretty limited. I think I got 6, and I purchased them for other people. Like they were purchased for other people. I kept 2. They are pretty incredible though. So Heidi was responsible for bringing that rose into the US. Like she was on that team to bring it here. Emila wants to know, so there won't be any more events at your place, but will there be other events elsewhere in the near future? Way so Ryan and I have always opened our farm since we started to having people at our farm way back in the day. So back when we were like doing cut roses for florists, we would have tours every Friday. So the only way that we didn't sell cut roses to florists or sell cut roses to consumers, but we did tours. So every Friday we would have a tour, and we'd have like 50, 60 people on our property, rose lovers. We would invite like rose societies, garden clubs, all the things to come out, Girl Scouts, so many. And so Ryan actually became our tour guide. He loved it. But over time, it became a lot for us, and it wasn't a revenue generator when it all came down to it. It was just like kind of like something we did, but it never was a like profitable venture for us to do tours. And so We fed everyone, we gave everyone cut roses, we did all the things. We made I made the whole meal. I made the lemonade from scratch, all the things. So anyway, we had quite a few events at our house last year. So we had different giveaway days. So last year we gave away about 7 to 8,000 of our potted roses at our house. So we had a lot of people here giving, taking free roses. That's what they were here for. And then we had a large event here in the fall. And I think it just became too much for us. Anytime we have people here, there's so much that goes into it in the background. Just all of the things. And for as much as we like doing it, it's not something that we can do as a ongoing part of our business. It just, you have to kind of decide what works and what doesn't work. It's so much work. It's so much work. And we dabbled this spring with asking people if we did a repeat of last year's, what they would pay for it. And it became very, very clear that it was out of reach financially for people in order for it to be even remotely profitable for us to do. So last year we did it at a loss. So anyway, long story short is, we also have a small child. We live here. It's not like it's our house and our business separate. It's our home. And so we just decided that we're going to keep our home. And it's just the best thing for us. And we had some incidences with people. So it's just the best thing to keep our home. If we that's why we're going to take people to Alexander Farms. That's why we are going to hopefully take other trips and plan trips that people can come on and meet us. But we're going to keep our home. And that's just an important, we're actually moving all of our fulfillment. Our fulfillment's happening here right now, but we also have outgrown this space, believe it or not. So we are moving our fulfillment. So in a few months, this is only going to be our home. That's it. And it'll be our, our gardens for all of our photography and all of those things. But it's got to be, it's got to be kept our home. So privacy is everything. Yeah. And we have a very small child, right? That's the other thing. We have a very small child. And I think that, you have to protect the small child. And not that anybody is bad. None of you are bad. It's not that. It's just that when your address and your, all those things get put out on the places. So, thank you, Trisha. Heidi's back.
Hey, everyone should be good. Let's see if there's anyone else that has any issues. Just let me know. You should be able to get into your private collection page now, and your coupon code should be working. So
yeah, hope so. Okay.
All right.
Are there any other questions? Anything? Rouge Royale. Yeah, I think Heidi has Rouge Royale coming.
Yeah, we'll have Rouge Royale for sure. Yeah, I love that rose. So fragrant.
Yeah.
Got a lot of really high petal count reds that are really, really fragrant. And that's one of them.
Yeah, that's an incredible rose. It's so beautiful. What is Erin saying? Heidi for all members. What does that mean? Lisa, Heidi, can you show your screen one more time on how to navigate?
Yeah, absolutely. Just a second here.
Just for anyone that's
share my screen. Okay, so there's a couple ways. The best way is just go to the website, make sure you're logged in. So you'll see this up here in the top right-hand corner. There's a little arch with a person in it. And you need to make sure you click on that and that you're logged in with the email that you use to purchase the subscription. That's really important. It has to be your email that's linked. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we have this whole new menu bar system here. It says membership. And so if you want to go to your private collection page, you can just click right on that. So once you're logged in, you should have access to your secret garden, to your own collection pages. So we dropped in 19 roses today, right before we launched. So these roses will be in here for 48 hours and then they go to the regular website. So some of them, you know, are pretty limited, like the David Austin one, we were able to get 17 of those. There was a Pretty Polly that there's hardly any left. There's like 3 of those.
Oh shoot, your screen is not sharing. That's weird. Okay, now it is. Sorry, Heidi. Go one more time.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. Yeah. So, okay. So let's start here. So this is where you log in the top right-hand corner on that little archway with the little person in it. You want to make sure you're logged into your account. Okay. If you've ever purchased like different emails from us, just you have to be logged into the account of the email you use when you purchase the membership. Okay. That's how everything functions. And then you can go to this membership in the menu bar and you can go to your private collection from there. And as long as you're logged in, it'll populate the roses that are in there for 48 hours. So these roses will be in here today and tomorrow, and sometime early Saturday morning, they'll move over to the regular website if there's any left of these remaining roses. So we're going to talk to you tomorrow in the live about all these. We're going to show all these to you. There's some really incredible different roses that aren't well known that were bred by U.S. rose breeders. Although we do have that kind of surprise David Austin one in there. So yeah, so if you're a collector, you go to I get to be in all 3, so that's why it works for me. So, you know, here's the collector page. If you're a conservator, you have your own page as well. So this is where you'll find the collectors and the conservators. Once we drop the exclusive roses in the store, the Japanese roses, and some of our exclusive varieties from Mayon and Cortez, this is where you would find them. They'll be in your private garden. You'll be in your own private collection page. So. And Ashley asked, will the membership auto-renew next year? It won't. We do that on purpose because we want to make sure we give you opportunity to decide on if it's still right for you. So I imagine every year we'll have some different perks, some different things. I imagine we'll still have tiers though, because that way it can be built specifically for different people. So.
I'm looking at the questions. Sorry. Okay. It's working now. When will Marzipan drop? I don't know.
Yeah, that's going to be in probably early October. So the Marzipan is a bare root. So.
Okay, Lanita needs some help. Let me take a screenshot for you, Lanita.
Yeah, I see that.
Here we go.
See, Lanita, my email's linked, but I can't remember my password, and I can't get the email from y'all. We will reset password.
Yes, you can upgrade. Absolutely. You can absolutely upgrade. That's totally fine. Just contact customer service. Kenzie wants to know when Bare Roots will be available. And Heidi, Amy Falter says hers is not working yet. Amy, refresh your browser too, because Heidi has applied all the codes, I think, at this point. Kenzie, so we were talking about Bare Root and I totally got distracted. So the tentative plan is to launch Bare Roots on September 26th, and we're going to have a whole week of education, previews, all the things leading up to Bare Root Day. And Bare Root Day is going to launch the 26th for members. And remember, we have extremely small quantities of some really coveted roses. And I was explaining, Heidi, how they were asked about Martha Stewart. I don't know if you heard, Heidi, but they asked about Martha Stewart. And I said, of course, Heidi ordered Martha Stewart. She shot high on that one, of course, hoping that we can get as many as possible. And that's always how it is. If we know that it's a rose that is high demand, very coveted, not grown in large quantities, all those things, Heidi shoots as high as she possibly can in her requests. And then it'll just be like what the grower can actually give to us, right? And so there are a lot of roses that are, going to be in small quantities. And those members, assuming everything continues to go as planned, as far as the drop date, it's September 26th for members, and then September 28th for non-members. And I imagine that many of these very coveted roses are going to get picked up those first 2 days because there's smaller quantities of them. Of course, we're hoping to get 500 or 600 or 700, Martha Stewart or more. Like, we're hoping, but we never know. So you never know. We just don't know. And so, yeah, so the week leading up to Bare Root Day is going to be, it's going to be a lot of education. Heidi's going to be talking about the difference between grafted and own root roses and proper care and, hydration and just how to be successful with bare root roses. And all of this will be recorded and saved to our website, so you can go back and refer to it. But she's going to be providing tons of like really great information, and also like take you a little bit like behind the scenes of like how all of the, bare root works, right? Like how we get what we get, and then what time window you can expect to receive them, and all of those things. So she's going to kind of like lift the veil on the bare root process on our end and how you're going to get those plants. And then, but the whole week leading up to Bare Root Day, we're going to have lives, and they'll be recorded and saved to the group and saved to our website. So you don't have to join them if you don't want to. But we're going to be giving you lots of sneak peeks on from 3 of our different suppliers and the roses that we are expecting to get from them. So we're going to be talking about those plants, giving you some kind of idea as to like if they're super rare or if we have more of them, so that you can start making those decisions, right? Like if it's something that we have a lot of, maybe you can hold off on that. And then we're also going to talk about pricing and bundles and all the way that we're going to be offering the roses. So during that week leading up to Bare Roots, you're going to learn about the pricing and how you're going to be able to buy more, save more. You're going to find out exactly how many roses fit in a box before you go up to the next shipping tier, so you can fill that box, right? So if the box is $25 to ship 12 plants, hypothetically, we want you to fill the box with 12 plants instead of like only put 8 in, because you're not going to pay any more shipping between that 8 and that 12. Whatever the numbers are, we're not 100% sure what those numbers are. But Heidi's going to be sharing all of that with us. And we're also doing, to kind of like hearken my book, we had this idea. We're going to be designing garden palettes for you. So one of the like big sort of questions we always get is like, what do I plant this with this? Can this go together? Can this go together? Like people want some help with that. And so we're going to be designing, I've already designed them. I've designed, I guess, like maybe 22 or 23 garden palettes. And we're going to have these mix and match scenarios for you, where you can say, I love that palette. Okay, I want these roses that fill that palette. And we have that in my book. So if you go to like chapter 3 in my book, my computer's on my book. One of the things that we did in the book was we designed palettes, and people said they really love that. And so I designed, I think, 10 different garden palettes with our florist. And so like this was called the Elegant Blushes and Creams. And it says which roses we planted and used to achieve this gorgeous blush and cream arrangement, right? Because most of us in this group, we love making arrangements, right? And so we're going to be showing you 22 or 23, maybe even more by then, maybe it'll be 25 different palettes that you can have in your garden, like little areas of your garden. And we're also going to show you, and which roses fit in those palettes. And also we're going to show you by zone too. So we're going to have by zone, different colors that fit in different zones to meet those palettes. We're also going to show you like, hey, if you only have the area around your mailbox, right? Like you have your mailbox, you only have that like 6 by 6 foot area around your mailbox to fill with roses, how you can do a beautiful display around your mailbox. We're going to show you like different settings. And if you rather do 6 roses or 12 or 18 or whatever the number is to make that area look really amazing and have a beautiful color palette. So we have a lot of work ahead of us for that. But
can I just say Mila Galanko? I just added, sorry, it was hard finding you because of just the name that was on there, but you should be good now. So, but thanks for being patient. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Just trying to update, make sure everyone got everyone tagged, but it looks like we're good. Hopefully, is there anyone else that feel like they haven't been able to get in?
No.
Because if not, I'm gonna just keep checking everything and make sure everything's good. So
any chance we'll offer a design service? I don't know. We're going to be offering some really cool like overhead views of different configurations for roses and different color palettes. So hopefully like some of those will inspire you and really, help you along the way. We want to help you. I think it's easy to just put product up online and tell people like go for it. It takes a lot more work and creativity to present it to people in a way that is like they can use the product, they can apply it to their lives and to their garden. So that's where we really want to help you with is the best plants for your climate and your desires for color that go together and make a beautiful garden. So yeah. People are asking Heidi how many are left, and are there going to be people that are available to help? Do they need to wait until Saturday? We're getting those questions.
Yeah, let me look here for just a second. So Krista Hobb looks like somebody. Let me see. Same issue for me shows as unfulfilled. The order in your account will show as unfulfilled, but Krista, you should have as long as you're in with the email, you should be good to go. Krista, you should be able to log in there and see your private collection. Remember, you don't do that through your account portal. You do that through the menu bar. So you just go to the menu and click into your private collection. And some of your emails, you might want to check your junk mail. Just make sure your spam folders, that's your emails will come. And
Sheila, refresh your browser.
Yeah, Sheila, you're definitely in there. Check to Sheila.
Yeah. Yeah, there's people that are saying they're anxious for Saturday.
Yeah, give me just a second here. Let me look up Lisa Hills. Let's make sure you're good to go. Hey, Lisa, you should be good now with that email. So yes, there's definitely we built this so that there's lots of memberships for people. We expanded it quite a bit. So I think we're going to be fine on Saturday. We never know. And we sold a lot here this morning, so there's a ton. But we still have plenty of spots. So we definitely wanted to build it that way so we can make room for everyone that would want one. Where we really have to be careful is the collector and the conservator, because we're trying to restrict those because we have such a small amount of the exclusives. So, but we definitely are selling the most of the collectors. So we're getting a lot of orders in for those. So
Mila's still having issues getting hers. Maybe log out, Mila, and log back in because you are tagged. You are tagged, right, right, Heidi?
Yeah, yeah. Remember, you don't go to your private collection page through your account portal. You just need to make sure you're logged in. And once you're logged in with the email that you used, it should work. But I'll double check you again, Mila, and make sure.
There's no difference, Amy Beth. She's asking about those one-time purchase or Grace Rose Gardner, those choices, Heidi. I thought we got rid of that. It's weird.
I think that's why it didn't get automatically tagged. So you don't need to worry about selecting that. You just go through and put it in your cart. Both selections do the same thing. So
it won't auto, not to worry.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Fruity Pebbles is really cute. I love Fruity Pebbles. I think that's such a cute rose.
Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. It really does. Sometimes photographs can exaggerate a color sometimes in some way, but that one, Fruity Petals, is adorable. Mm-hmm. The thing is always blooming. So it's a really cool, it can be a shrub or a small climber. It's actually considered like a stacked climber where they'll keep flushing below and it'll bloom base to tip, which is really unusual for a climber. So stacked climbers, which we're going to talk more about that tomorrow, but oh, good. Lisa, yours is working. Try and do it again, Mila, because I think, oh, good. Yay, Mila, good. It's worked. Awesome.
Yes, Ashley. So I was saying a few minutes ago, we're going to have an entire lead up week before Bare Roots drop on the 26th for members, where Heidi's going to be providing like Bare Root education, a little glimpse into like the Bare Root behind the scenes for us and what's going to happen here. And, she wants we all want you to be successful. So we're going to be talking about that. And then we're going to spend 3 full days on lives and then also emails. You don't have to watch live. You'll get an email with lots of sneak peeks and what you can expect. So we're building that out now. We may also have an online catalog, but also it's 750 SKUs. So that is a very advantageous order. That's a tall order for me and Rick to create, but it could happen. It could happen. But we are going to spend an entire week leading up to Bare Root season, which is going to hopefully be September 26th for members. And we're going to be giving you all the information and lots of previews. So, and that'll both be on the website and then via email in the group. You're going to be very, very, very well informed about your choices and prices and bundling and all of the things. So we have a whole week of it planned, like literally a whole week planned. So. All right.
Okay. Is there anything else?
I don't think so. I think we might be good.
Sorry, we had a little glitch there. That's my fault. So I apologize, but hopefully it's all fixed now. I'm going to go through and double check everything and make sure. If not, our customer service team is there waiting for you too. So thank you guys so much.
Krista, the idea of the week of education that Heidi's going to give is so that you're not nervous about Bare Roots, that you are successful with them. And she has so much experience with Bare Root roses, all the way from sourcing to fulfillment and all of the things. And so she's going to share that with you and really set you up for success with them. That is our goal. That is her goal. So we don't want you to be nervous about your Bare Roots. And
yeah, no, you don't need to be nervous. Bare Root, if you do some basic, simple things, like you can be really successful. So
absolutely. Yes. And there was a question up top a little while ago asking, are we going to have Own Root and grafted or budded roses, yes, we're gonna have a mix of budded roses and own root roses, and every single product page will tell you if it is own root or if it is budded. So what you order is what you will get. And Heidi's done a really fabulous job. If there's the choice of both, that she's asked for a little bit of both. Some roses, of course, are only available own root, and some roses are only available budded because they can't be grown own root. So, but you'll be able to sort in our filters too by then, if the rose and just see own root roses if that's all you want to see, or just see budded roses, or see both. So we'll add that. We'll definitely. I know people have been asking for that functionality. So we'll get that in there for bare root season for sure, because we do know which are which. So yeah, for those of you that care, not everybody cares, but some people care. So all right. Okay. Well, any other questions, just post them in the group. We'll try to get to everyone. And Heidi's going to keep making sure that all the new memberships have their tag so that you can access your private collections. And of course, reach out to customer service if there's any issue, but like 99% of you should be good to go at this point. So.
All right. Well, thanks guys. We appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
Later.
Bye.